And hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Show Presents. I'm Keith Williams, your host. And on this segment of Talk Show Presents, uh, we are continuing our coverage of the 2022 midterm general elections, which will take place 5 days from now on Tuesday, October, November the 8th. During the primaries in June, I had presented a blog which pretty much highlight the various Democratic candidates that were running in the state of Alabama. And that blog series was called Those Dem Spotlights. It was a series of blogs, and every office that we had Democrats in Alabama that was running was showcased in those blogs that spread out over a 2-week period. Well, as I said before, I distribute those blogs to just about every Democratic Party for the various counties as I possibly could. And of course, I did have some help, in making sure that those blogs are being distributed. Well, that blog series went viral, and it did help some of the candidates win their primaries. So it does. So it did work. We didn't get the thousands upon thousands of views that we wanted, but it was enough to spark interest and to spark a conversation. And so with that in mind, we're going to be doing part 2 of Those Dem Spotlights. And this time, instead of doing like an introductory podcast, like I did before, and then I end up writing, these blogs for this particular campaign. I'm just going to go over, who are the candidates that won the primaries. And keep in mind also too that on the day before the election, we would have an election preview special, and that would be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And for that, we will not only go over, some of the candidates there and races there in Alabama, but we also will take a look at some of the hot races there across the country as well. So we definitely want you to tune in. That's Monday, November the 7th, the day before the election at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. So I hope that you will join us there. So for now, we're just going to focus on candidates in Alabama. Of course, on Monday, you'll have one last look at those candidates. We'll look at some of the hot, races or the most talked about races and candidates, not only in the state of Alabama, but also across the country. So with that, I am going to share my screen. And we're going to, go over here. So Ballotopia is, of course, Ballotpedia rather, is one of the websites I've been using when I've been doing my research on all of the candidates. And from there, some candidates have a full profile to where I can, get additional information. And for those who do not have a full profile, I end up doing like a Google search of some of the candidates. So we'll see if like anything have we'll see like if anything popped up since then. What I'm also going to do is Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so May 24th was the May 24th was the runoff. So that was, was the primary. And so in early May, rather, that's when I done the first set of blogs, here. And then we had a runoff on June 22nd, where the primary runoff was there was some there was some races that ended up going into a runoff. And then finally, of course, 5 days from now, on November the 8th, we have the 2022 general election. So these are these are the races. Those that are being those that are check marked are the ones that actually have races on them. So we will look at that. And once we're done with that, then we will talk about some of the noteworthy elections that was in the past. We'll look at that last. So first, we're going to look at the U.S. Senate race. This is what is being called a Class 3 Senate seat that was held by Richard Shelby, who first took office in 1987. It was announced on February 8, 2021 that Shelby would not be running for re-election. So this is an open seat. This is an open seat. The outcome of this race would affect the partisan balance of the U.S. Senate. 35 of the 100 seats are up for election, which includes one special election. Democrats have an effective majority, with the chamber split 50-50, and Vice President Kamala Harris having the tie-breaking vote. Democrats hold 14 seats and Republicans hold 21 seats that are up for election in 2022. So this is pretty much the breakdown of the Senate. Now they're saying that this seat is either a solid Republican or a safe Republican seat. That's what they say. Okay, so for the general election, we have 3 candidates that are running. And again, this is an open seat. You have Democratic candidate Will Boyd, Republican candidate Katie Britt, and John Skopoulos is the Libertarian candidate that is running. So Boyd, however, is the only one that actually have a profile, on here. So again, this is called Dem Spotlights. So we're going to be particularly highlighting Democratic candidates in full detail. And going here, this is kind of like the So this is kind of like the results of, so this is kind of like the results of the, of elections past, including of elections past. It's like 2018. So as you can see in the Democratic primary that Will Boyd easily, won this primary to obtain the Democratic nomination. And Katie Britton Mo Brooks, of course, went into, a runoff because she failed to get at least 50.1% of the vote. And of course, Britt Brooks and Durant, of course, was, the most popular of the three Republican candidates. As you can see, all three of them got over 100,000 votes. But that's 2018. We'll skip that. So this is kind of like the history of, that Senate race, like in 2017. With Dow Jones easily, won against of these individuals. There's some popular names here, that ran, such as Michael Hansen, who is the executive director of Gas. William Boyd ran for this seat in 2017. Best-selling author Jason Fisher out of Fairhope, who ran. You have Brian McGee and Van Caldwell, very known, prominent figures in the grassroots community that ran that year. The primary was aired on August 15, 2017, and the general election was on December 12th, 2017. This was the seat that was vacated by Jeff Sessions, who became U.S. Attorney General under President Trump. The reason why this is coming up is because these are some of the races that Dr. Boyd had ran in the recent past. So now we come to this election where he has a Republican Katie Britt and a Libertarian candidate, that's also running. So notice what his his three main points or goals that he would like to see happening while he is in office. So one of the things that he's very passionate about is every American deserves access to health care. For the most part, he believes that there should be, health care options, and that he is open to discuss that with his constituencies. Is whether you're for the expansion of Medicaid or there's a conversation, that says, do you support Medicare for all? He also believed that he's a strong education candidate. He wants to help teachers improve student success in the classroom, meaning that he wants to provide adequate resources to schools and teachers so that students will be able to succeed in and out of the classroom and be able to be a productive citizen. Finally, he also believes in protecting American workers. He is pro-union, of course. He is a strong union advocate. He is, of course, have done a lot of work in terms of, companies being unionized, particularly Amazon and Starbucks, particularly. So he's pretty much pro-union. So those are his three kind of main topics that he talked about a lot. So what about some of the policies that he's personally passionate about that he will work on? One of the main things that has been going on in the last 5 to 10 years is the fact that people are becoming more environmentally conscious. Yeah, some people believe that climate change is real and that there needs to be solutions to deal with climate change. Otherwise, not only there will be a depletion of resources, but also the planet will be in danger. So he is for protecting the environment, promoting equal justice for all, protecting voting rights, improving student success in Alabama's classrooms, ensure that all Alabamians have access to affordable health care. He wants to build coalitions between educators, friends of labor, and business leaders. And he also is dedicated to building up the middle class and to end poverty. So those are some of the policies that he's very passionate about and that he vows to to work on once he's elected. Let's see if we have anything else. So that's pretty much it for him. Trying to see if so a little bit about him. He is so a little bit about him. He is he's an activist. He's a pastor. He's the presiding bishop of Zion Ministries. So he does have a religious background. If you want to know more about him, you can go to drwilliamboyd.com. His Facebook page is Will Boyd for Alabama. That's FOR, .com. On Twitter is Will Boyd for AL. Same thing with Instagram, Will Boyd for ALFOR. And that's his YouTube channel as well. If you want to know more information about him, particularly drwilliamboyd.com. All right. So, and that is this. So that is the Senate. Okay, next we will go to the House of Representatives. As of right now, As of right now, there are 2 U.S. senators and 7 U.S. Congress, in Alabama for a total of 9 electors. There's only one. Both U.S. senators are Republican, with 6 congressmen that are Republican and 1 Democrat. Now there's supposed to be another congressional district in the state of Alabama because according to the 2020 census, the population of Alabama have grew to the point that that a congressional district should have been in place, but it has not, and that has resulted in the Mulligan mural case that was heard in the Supreme Court on October the 4th. You can search the OBS International channel on YouTube for coverage of that, as well as our Facebook page at Australia Broadcast Section, if you want to know more about that case. So as you know, all 435 members of the U.S. House of Representatives are up for grabs. Their term is roughly 2 years. So every 2 years they have to, run again. Whereas the Senate, is 6 years, where you always have a batch of senators, that are running every year. I mean, every 4 years. Every 4 years, you always have a group of senators, that are running. So the senators that are running right now, if they win, the next time that they will be up for election will be in 2028. So whereas if he was elected 4 years ago, their the time for them to be reelected will come in 2024. Just to give an example. So who are our candidates? Okay, for District 1, there's no Democratic candidate that's running in District 1. You have the incumbent Jerry Carr, who is Republican, and you have Alexander Remley from a Libertarian, that's running. So you have Republican and Libertarian, but you do not have a Democrat that's running in this district. In District 2, you have the incumbent Barry Moore, who is a Republican, Jonathan Reeves, who is for the Libertarian Party, and Phyllis Harvey Hall, who is from the Democratic Party. So we're going to be looking at her, of course. So Phyllis Harvey Hall, of course, is a business executive. She is the founder and president of Phyllis Hall and Associate Solutions and Education Services Incorporated. Teaching Transformation, LLC, Prevention Education with Families Sunshine Center, and educator with Montgomery Public Schools. She currently holds a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Alabama State University in 1998 and a master's degree in elementary education from Troy University in 1998. So Barry Moore, the incumbent Republican, and Jonathan Zia for the Libertarian Party uh, are her opponents. As you can see, she has easily won the the primary, Democratic primary um, that was held in May. She ran in 2020. So this is the 2020 primary. So where she won by over 59% of the votes. She also ran for the school board for the city of Montgomery in District 7 in 2016. Well, she was close in making the runoff in this election. So what are the three main issues? So what are some of the three main issues that she has? First of all, she believes that abortion care is health care. Health care is a human right, and she wants to make voting more accessible. So she is pro-choice. She believes that women should have a right to an abortion. She believes that everyone should have access to health care, and she wants to make it easier for people to vote. So those are the main three messages for her campaign. As far as policy is concerned, she is passionate about women's health policy, sustainable energy, and education. Now, these are some of the things that she have that came from, her website, ranging for healthcare to veteran affairs, expanding Medicaid, reopening rural hospitals. She is passionate about criminal justice reform, which includes prison reform, legalizing marijuana, and police reform. She has also believed in investing, equality, such as every child should have access to a quality education, voting rights. For example, she supports the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which restores the Voting Rights Act of 1965 by development process to determine which states must pre-clear election changes with the Department of Justice and require a nationwide practice based on pre-clearance of such known discriminatory practices. She believes in the rights of women's rights, LGBTQ equality, just to name a few. For economic opportunity, now District 2, Alabama Congressional District 2 is one of the districts that has a lack of broadband internet infrastructure. District 4 is another congressional district, as well as some parts of District 7, like for example, the Black Belt. These areas do not have adequate internet broadband infrastructure. It's one of the things that she would like to bring to her district. So she is for small businesses, and jobs, and she wants to bring new jobs and strengthen the economy in District 2, as well as supporting a livable wage. Not so much for increasing spending for defense and the military, but she is a strong advocate for veterans. So she wants to bring resources to veterans. Agriculture is one of the issues that she talks about, in which she says that farming is the economic engine of District 2, because a good chunk of District 2 is rural. So farming, of course, is the number one business in that district, and she wants to expand. So those are some of her top issues that came from her website. If you want more information about her, Phyllis Harvey Hall, you can go to phyllisforcongress.com, Phyllis for House on Facebook, Phyllis D.H. Hall on Twitter, and Phyllis Harvey Hall on Instagram. All right. And that is District 2. Okay, in District 3, we have Lynn Veasley, who is the Democratic nominee for the general election. She did not have any primary challenge, so she automatically clinched the Democratic nomination. She is up against Republican incumbent Mike Rogers, Libertarian Party candidate Thomas Casson, and you have an independent in the form of Douglas Bell, who is running. So you have a 4-person race. So this could get very interesting. All right, so let's click on Lynn Veasley. She is a pastor of the Presbyterian faith, Christian faith. She has a graduate degree from Jacksonville State University in 2014. But she does have a profile on here, so that's great. So right now I'm trying to see if okay. looks like we did found something. The Calhoun County Democrats Facebook page have a profile of Lynn Beasley. So if you want to know more about her, you can click on this link. Okay, I just show it to you. County Democrats.com, or you can do a search, Lynn Beasley, and you can find some stuff, on her. And again, those are the 4 candidates that will be on the ballot for U.S. House of Representatives, Alabama Congressional District 3. So what are her 3 key messages for her campaign? First of all, she believes that democracy is at risk and believe that there are solutions that can be used in order to solidify American democracy. She is a staunch Democrat. She fully supports Democratic Party values. She honors and believes and supports the rule of law. And finally, she says she is committed to creating a future of possibility through economic opportunity, education support, and increasing awareness for increasing health and wellness for every Alabamian in District 3. So pretty much here, we begin to see some of her 3 main issues: economic activity, education support, and increased health and wellness. So what areas of public policy is she personally passionate about? For one thing, she's a strong proponent of, of education, with a focus on people over buildings, especially teacher, professor recruitment and retention, and more opportunities for career education by partnering with area businesses. She also believes in expanding, businesses, seeking new opportunities for individuals who want to go into business by providing small business support to revitalize factories, to bring in new industries and new, and more jobs to the district. She's a strong supporter of military veterans and those who are on active duty. I'm somewhat supportive of first responders. So she would like to bring more tourism to the district and preserving natural resources. District 3 is somewhat of a rural area, so agriculture is a way of life. And she wants to bring, she wants to offset higher fuel costs, in the food chain, which of course affect the agriculture industry. So they're able to, move goods to market, at a lower cost, and with that, when that happens, people are able to save more at the grocery store. She wants to improve mental health, She support policies supporting the expansion of mental health support, as well as supporting adequate health care for all Alabamians. She also wants to address, gun violence, and why she kind of supports, law enforcement. She believes that there is an alternative to that, as well, including gun violence awareness, access to resources for gun violence victims. She also believes that there should be affordable or income-based housing, as well. So she would like to, generate and support and advocate policies, centering around that. That also includes, neighborhood revitalization. So how can you find out more about Van Leasing? For starters, you can go here to the Calhoun County Democrats page. As you can see here, this is got some great information, on her. You can go to that website. She also has a LinkedIn, page as well. So if you want to know more information about her, you can, also go to her LinkedIn page. All right, and that take care of District 3. Okay, so now we will go to District 4. The incumbent in District 4 is Robert Alderholt. The Democratic nominee is Rick Neighbors, who ran for this position 2 years ago in 2020. And Johnny C. Cochran is the Libertarian nominee. He easily beat Rhonda Gore for the Democratic primary. And Robert Alderholt did not have any challenges. Okay, so let's look at Rick Neighbors. So Rick Neighbors is an Army veteran, earned a bachelor's degree in political science and government from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte in 1979, an MBA in leadership and management from University of North Alabama in 2015. His career experience including owning RAN apparel sourcing consulting and work as an operating excellence coordinator with Pillars Incorporated. He also serves as president of AmSource LLC, a consultant with Addison Associates, the general manager of Williams Cutting International, a plant managing engineer with Blue Bell Wrangler, and a manager with the R. Tooney Enterprise. Neighbors has been affiliated with the Project Management Institution and American Legion, and has served as the chairman of the State Current Affairs Commission for the Baptist Student Union. So, in other words, he wears a lot of hats. So he is definitely pro-union. He's been a longtime member of the American Legion. And those are candidates one more time. And as you can see, he had the upper hand with Rhonda Gore, was kind of like a close race. But he won by close to 9 percentage points here. So that's a significant victory there. He ran in 2020. Also ran in 2018. But he didn't get the Democratic nomination that year. Okay, so what are some of the issues? For that, we would click on, his website. So this has become a famous, slogan: "Neighbors helping neighbors." Trying to see something. Yeah, this is his website, but looks like it's, not complete. I'm trying to see if there's that's another website. Anyway, Vote Neighbors is his handle on Twitter. Rick Neighbors for Congress is his handle on Instagram. And we're trying to see if we can get a hold of some information as to there we go. Okay, so this is Rick Neighbors' official website, neighborsforcongress.com. Looks very nice. Very, very well, very well, very well designed. Let's take a look at some of the issues. So he asks for a stronger economy. Being a veteran himself, he's a full supporter of our veterans. He wants to work to reverse climate change, and he has fought for environmental justice in the past. Human rights and healthcare. So these are some of the issues. Now, District 4, of course, as I mentioned earlier, has an inadequate broadband infrastructure that has been unchecked for probably the past 15, 20 years, so and it is one of the main issues that neighbors have talked about throughout his campaign, that he want to upgrade and bring broadband internet to District 4. Again, District 4 is one of those rural areas. Not many resources are being implemented there. So that's one of the things that he talked about here. With that, he believed that through broadband internet, for example, that it will provide opportunities for people to thrive, be able to provide for their families. He does believe he's a strong union man, so he believes in unions. He believes in having a livable wage. So in each one of those tabs that was mentioned, you'll be able to get a caption as to pretty much a summary of how he felt about this issue. Pretty much straightforward and to the point. Just to give an example. So for veterans, he believed that veterans should have access to everything that they are entitled to. As well. So, just to give an example. So Rick Neighbors for Congress.com is the website. So if you want to know more about Rick Neighbors and what he stands for, go to go to Neighbors for Congress.com and get better than that. And that covers District 4. For District 5, this is an open seat. Okay. This is so whatever suburban. So this is a suburban. So this is a suburban rural area. This is an open seat that was once held by Mo Brooks, who took office in 2011. Instead of seeking re-election for his U.S. House seat, he ran for U.S. Senate instead, but he lost the nomination to Katie Britt. Okay, so that's an open seat. So with that, you have Kathy Warren Stanton, who is the Democrat nominee, Dale Strong, who is the Republican nominee. Then you have PJ Greer, who represents the Libertarian Party. So we're going to click over here to Kathy Warner Stanton. Now this is a suburban, so this is a suburban rural, district. Where you have the greater, Huntsville area, which includes Madison and Decatur. Warren Stanton graduated from East Limestone High School, earned a bachelor's degree in computer science from Alabama A&M University and a master's degree in management from Troy State University. Warner Stanton's career experience includes working as a computer specialist with the federal government and as a programming project manager. She has no prior campaign experience. This is the first time that she is running for office. She won by 15 percentage points to Charlie Thompson for the Democratic nomination back in May. So for more on, what she stands for, we're going to go to her website. But you can catch her on Kathy for Congress on Facebook and Kathy_Congress on Twitter and Kathy for Congress on Instagram. So we're gonna go to her website. Click on issues. So these are some of the issues. Under education, she says that she would fight to make education more accessible for every child in District 5, including implement more pre-K programs, expanding trade school and career development, and regulate student loan costs for those who want to go to college. All right. Under the economy, we know that there has been a substantial amount of economic growth in North Alabama, which is one of the reasons why, for example, Huntsville has now surpassed Birmingham as the largest city in Alabama. But she also said that some areas of the district, particularly your rural areas, have been left behind, and she wants to focus on that. She also believed that social reform and judicial reform is essential for economic growth, because she believes if you do not fix those things, then those people will be left out of economic opportunity. For healthcare, she believed that there should be affordable, quality healthcare, mental health support. She's a strong believer in women's healthcare rights and the expansion of the Family Medical Leave Act. So those are some of the main issues. Again, if you want to know more about, Kathy Warner Stanton, please go to her website, kathyforcongress.com. That's kathyforcongress.com. All right, and that is District 5. In District 6, Gary Palmer is the Republican incumbent. There is no Democrat that is running. And you have Andrea Shifo, who will be running against Palmer, representing the Libertarian Party. And finally, in District 7, Terry Seward is the lone Democrat in Alabama, and she would face opposition from Republican candidate Beatrice Nichols and Libertarian candidate Gavin Good. Let's click here. Okay, she is the current member of the U.S. House representing Alabama's 7th Congressional District, who assumed office in 2001. So she has been in office for roughly about 12 years. She had been assigned to the Committee on Ways and Means and Permanent Selection Committee on Intelligence during the last Congress. Her Congress memberships include Congressional Black Caucus and New Democratic Coalition. Prior to serving in Congress, Seward was a partner in the Birmingham law firm Maynard Cooper and Gale, where she focused on securities and public finance law. She has a bachelor's degree from Princeton University in 1986, a master's degree at Oxford University in 1998, and she has a JD, that's a Juris Doctorate degree from Harvard University in 1992. And those are her committee assignments from the time that she was in office. So this is her voting record. So this is for the 117th Congress, which began January of 2021, which at this point, the Democrats held the majority in the US House of Representatives and the US Senate, with Vice President Kamala Harris being the tiebreaker. And this is her record. So for the most part, her record has been insubstantial to the interests of common Americans, including the Americans. She voted for the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the Infrastructure and Reinvestment Act, the Build Back Better Act, the Women's Health Protection Act, and For the People Act. Most of these have to do with, some of this had to do with the coronavirus pandemic. Why some of these are still, most of these measures that was passed is still active. She did vote to impeach President Donald Trump. Okay, so for more on, issues, we're going to go to her. So we're going to go to her website. First of all, with Seward being an incumbent here, you can get more information about the committee she served. She served in her voting record. You can go to seward.house.gov. On Facebook is Rep, R-E-P, Seward, S-E-W-E-L-L. Rep Terry Seward on Twitter. Rep Terry Seward, Terry A. Seward on Twitter. She also has a YouTube page at Rep Seward. For her campaign is Seward for Congress, number 4, Congress, on Facebook and Twitter. Remember, the S in Seward and the C in Congress is capitalized for Twitter. And Seward for Congress, the number 4 again, for Congress, and all the letters are lowercase on Instagram. But for now, we're going to go to her website, which is Seward for Congress. That's F-O-R. She has been a very strong advocate for the people in Congress, very outspoken. Okay, so we're going to so some of her issues include job creation, economic development, a strong support of veterans, upgrading and maintaining infrastructure, healthcare. Now, there is a question where, even though she is an advocate for Medicaid expansion in the state of Alabama, her stance on Medicare for all is kind of up in the air. And I just want to note that. Education, of course, is one of her strongest points, and also historic preservation. So let's click on education real quick, if can. So she believes that children deserve access to a world-class public school education that invests in the success of the younger generation. I'm not saying, okay. So let's go to job creation, economic development. Creating good paying jobs and building ladders of economic opportunity within our community is her top priority. And finally, under education, healthcare rather, she believes that all Americans deserve access to quality, affordable healthcare. So again, if you want to know more about Congresswoman Terry Seward, just go to Seward for Congress, that's FOR.com. All right, and that takes care of the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay, that takes care of the U.S. House of Representatives. Now we're gonna go to the governor's race. Now, nationwide, there are 36 gubernatorial elections taking place this year. The governor serves as a state top executive official and is the only executive office that's elected in all 50 states. There are currently 28 Republican governors and 22 Democratic governors. Heading into the 2022 elections, there are 23 Republican trifectas, 14 Democratic trifectas, and 13 divided governments where neither party holds a trifecta control. Okay, trifecta means that, in a governmental sense, in political sense, that word trifecta means, having control over or have influence over, or they are the majority. So in other words, you have 23 states that are Republican controlled, 14 are Democratic controlled, and 23 have divided governments where neither party holds a majority. There are 23 Republican triplexes, 18 Democratic triplexes, and 9 divided governments where neither party holds a triplex control. So what is that? So here are some terms here that we need to realize. A state government trifecta refers to a situation where one party controls a state governorship and majority in both chambers of the state legislature. Alabama, of course, is one of the 23 states that has a Republican trifecta, meaning that the Republican Party in Alabama controls the governorship and the majority of the chamber and have a majority in both chambers of the state legislature. Now, a state government triplex refers to a situation where the governor, attorney general, and secretary of state are all members of the same political party. Again, you have 23 states, including Alabama, in which you have a Republican governor, a Republican attorney general, and a Republican secretary of state. So that is what a triplex means. So let's go over this again. A trifecta refers to a situation where one party controls the state's governorship and majorities of both chambers of the state legislature. A triplex refers to a situation where the governor, attorney general, and secretary of state, which are the three highest offices, in the state, they're all members of the same political party. So when I come across these terms, I like to explain what they mean. Okay, with that in mind, we have 4 candidates that are running. Kay Ivey is the incumbent Republican governor, as indicated in bold print. That means that she's the incumbent. Yolanda Flowers is the Democratic nominee. James Blake is the Libertarian nominee. And then you have an independent write-in in the form of Jared Butler. We're going to click on Yolanda Flowers, of course, is a product of Birmingham City Schools. She earned an associate's degree in speech therapy in 2004, a bachelor's degree in audiology from the University of Tennessee in 2007, and a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling from the University of Tennessee in 2009. Her career experience includes working as a rehabilitation specialist, an assistant speech pathologist, and a reading instructor. You can check her out at Yolanda for Governor, as FOR, on Facebook. Yolanda for Governor on Twitter, that's FOR, and the Y in Yolanda is capitalized. And Yolanda for Governor, as FOR, on Instagram, and all of the words are in lowercase letters. You had 6 people that ran in the primary, and Yolanda Flowers and Malika Sanders Fortier, got into a runoff. Currently, Malika Sanders Fortier is a member of the Alabama State Senate representing District 23 present. But Flowers and Fortier, they got into a runoff, and looks like it was They were separated by under 500 votes that separated the two of them. And this is somewhat a significant victory for her. She became the Democratic nominee, in a primary runoff by a little under 11 percentage points. This is the first time. This is the first time that she. This is the first time that she ran for office. And I do want to note here that I do want to note here that Yolanda Flowers is making history. She is the first African-American woman to run for governor in a major political party in the state of Alabama. So this is her website. Looks pretty good, by the way. Very simple and to the point. I definitely like the, I definitely like the multiple. I definitely like the multiple colors that this website brings out over a white background. So let's check out her platform. So as you can see, her campaign slogan is "Let's reconstruct Alabama together." So everything that she talks about is about reconstruction, such as education. So education reconstruction means more funding for public schools, better trained teachers, and ending desegregation once and for all. On a healthcare reconstruction, she has what's called a reconstructed healthcare plan option, which will help poor working class citizens, the elderly, and small businesses to be able to attain the health premium and healthcare services they deserve. For criminal justice reconstruction, she believes that the criminal justice system is unequal throughout the state of Alabama, and reconstruction means to lower the number of prisoners in the justice system due to litigation, advocacy, and equity. Under economic reconstruction, Yolanda would fight for funding and an economy that works for everyone. So those are her main. So those are her main issues. Okay, so if you want to know more about Yolanda Flowers, please go to yolandaforgovernor.org. That's yolandaforgovernor.org, FOR, and not the letter 4. yolandaforgovernor.org, and everything's spelled in lowercase. Okay, and that is for government. There is no Democratic candidate that is running for lieutenant governor. Let's check for any other state executive positions. So these are all the state executive positions, which includes the governor's seat. There is no Democratic candidate for lieutenant governor, so we'll skip that. We do have a Democratic candidate for lieutenant governor, and his name is Wendell Major. So let's click on, him. He is a Marine Corps veteran, earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Alabama at Birmingham in 2002 and a JD from Birmingham School of Law in 2006. His career experience includes working as the chief of police for the city of Tarrant, which, by the way, he is the first African American to serve as police chief in Tarrant city history. He also served as a law enforcement officer with the Jefferson County Commission and a lieutenant and captain with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. You can go to on Facebook, it's WWM 5007 is his campaign handle on Facebook. He did not have any Democratic challengers, so he was automatically advanced to the general election. He ran for Birmingham City Council in 2017 and came in 4th place. So coming from his campaign site, first of all, Wendell Major believes that an attorney general believes it's safety first. He says, we need an attorney general that will put our safety over their politics. For someone who has dedicated his life to community safety, look no further than him. He also believed that serving the community is his top priority. Now, that's something that similar candidates like Danny Carr and District Attorney Danny Carr in Jefferson County and Jefferson County Sheriff Mark Petway believe in the same philosophy. So community service, so they basically saying that, being in law enforcement is more than just, locking people up, charging them with a crime. It's also about crime intervention and crime prevention. So they so Wendell Major, Danny Carr, and Mark Petway, they all share in that same philosophy. And he had some dealings with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department of a career that spans over 30 years. Okay, I'm trying to see if this website is active. Yep, wendellmajor.com. If you want to know about him, you can go to wendellmajor.com. WNEDELL major, .com. So some of the things that he talked about was confronting the opioid crisis. In 2020, opioid deaths increased by 20% in 2021, by 33%, while the increase by 20%. In 2020, opioid deaths increased by 20%, and in 2021, by 33%, while the current Attorney General has been giving his attention to 100-year-old statues and Joe Biden, who never lived in Alabama. He's, more Alabamians have died in the opium crisis for the first time in state, history. He believes that he can solve this problem by using state resources that are currently being used for other things, such as Confederate statute money, and redirecting them towards the war on opioids. He also wants to crack down on corrupt politicians, which is one of the main jobs that an attorney general has. And he is an advocate of political accountability. He also believes in protecting women's reproductive rights and confronting the mental health crisis. He believed that more policing is not the answer to dealing with mental health. So I think that's pretty important. So again, if you want to know more information about Window Major, that's windowmajor.com. Okay, and that is for Attorney General. Next, we will go to the Secretary of State, where you have 3 candidates that are on the ballot. That includes Pamela Lafayette, who is a Democratic nominee, Wes Allen, who is the Republican nominee, and Matthew Shelby is the Libertarian Party nominee. Now, this position is an open position because Steve Merrill, rather, is not running for re-election. So this is an open seat. And we're going to click on the Democratic nominee for Secretary of State. She is a law enforcement officer whose career including working as a corrections sergeant with the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. On Facebook, you can go to Pamela J. Lafayette. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on Instagram. She had no Democratic primary challenger. She previously ran for the Alabama State Board of Education for District 5 in 2020. But did not make the runoff. So we're going to go to her website, which is PamelaJLafayette.com. And we're going to look at her platform. And this is what she's advocating for. First of all, she supports automatic voter registration. She believes that curbside voting should be allowed for elderly and handicapped voters with proper documentation. She supports early voting, which is the Friday, Saturday, and Monday before Election Day. And she supports joining 20 other states to change Alabama absentee excuse voting laws to no excuse needing for absentee voting. She also wants to expand voting rights especially those who have been formerly incarcerated. She also wants a review of the Electronic Registration Information Center, or ERIC. ERIC, the ERIC system, by reforming the ERIC system, she believes that would decrease voter suppression, by preventing the system from automatically purging or removing voters from the roll. And she gives a little history of voter suppression in the South. As you know, the Secretary of State in Alabama is the chief election officer for the state. So she wants to make it easier she wants to make it easier and make, to vote and make voting accessible. So again, you want to know more about Pamela Lefecti, just go to PamelaJLefecti.com. And that is a Democratic candidate for Secretary of State. Okay, there's no Democratic nominee for treasurer, none for auditor. For the State Board of Education, District 2, no Democratic representative here. For District 4, Yvette Richardson represents District 4 on the State Board of Education, and she has no opposition. There is no Democratic challenger for District 6 and no Democratic challenger for District 8. So for the Alabama State Board of Education, we only have one Democratic candidate that is running, and that is in District 4. Yvette Richardson is a member of the Alabama State Board of Education representing District 4. She has assumed this office in 2021, which means that she will be in this office for like 12 years. Richardson's career in education includes time spent as a superintendent of the Russell County school system and as an associate dean at Virginia College. Richardson has spent 29 years working with the Fairfield City School System as an educational consultant, teacher, assistant principal, director of curriculum, assistant superintendent, interim superintendent, and superintendent. Richardson has also taught as an adjunct professor at Miles College, Stanford University, and Troy University. So, in other words, she is a staunch educator, for more than one reason why you would want to keep her in office. Because a lot of times when when you're running for any state board of education, whether it's city, county, or state, a good number of the people that are running do not have an educational background. So, having 30 years, over 30 years, as an educator is a good reason why you will want someone like that to remain on the board. Is a position that she held since 2011. Well, I really don't have to, really don't want to have to discuss the issues with her because, her educational background, is enough. But again, if you want to know more about Yvette Richardson, uh, you can do a search for her on Google. She has a profile on BamaPolitics.com. She has a LinkedIn page. She appears on the AlabamaArchives.org. She also has a Facebook page. That's Yvette.m.Richardson on Facebook. She has a citation on Google Scholars. And she is also Birmingham Wikipedia, as well as the National Wikipedia, site. So those are some of the places where you can, get more information, about her. All right. And I think that takes care of the State Board of Education. Okay, there is no Democrat that's running for Agriculture Commissioner or the Public Service Commission. Okay, so that takes care of our state executive offices. Okay, let's go to the state Senate. And we'll let you know some of the people that are running here. The Alabama State Senate is one of 88 states legislative chambers holding elections this year. There are 99 chambers throughout the country. Now there are certain there are only a few states in the union that does not have a two-chamber legislature. Some of them only have one. And this is the so this is the as you can see, Republicans have control over, the Senate, with 11 members, and 8 members are Democrats. And here are some of the, a lot of you probably know who Kim Lewis is. Let's look on it. Kim Lewis is, she's running in District 2, in the Senate. Just to kind of give an example, of what I'm talking about here. So what are some of her, so her 3 talking points is continuing economic growth, promoting small businesses, investing in children, and building a stronger, she focuses on a stronger economy, neighborhood revitalization, and improvement of infrastructure, just to name a few. So some of the issues that she talked about here is economic development, public education, infrastructure investment, and affordable health care. Okay, if you want to know more about Kim Lewis, her website is Kim Lewis, the number 4, SD2.com. Again, that's Kim Lewis, the number 4, SD, the number 2.com. I just want to know more about her. Okay, so she is a strong Democratic candidate for Senate. And for District 7, we have Corey Wilson. Of course, you can go to ballotpedia.org for Alabama election 2022 to, because there's a lot of them that are running. We're not going to, really get deep into that. And so we have Corey Wilson for District 7, Danny McCullers, District 12, Roger Smillman, District 18, Rika Coleman, District 19. She has a Libertarian candidate that's running, Linda Colvin Madison. District 19 is actually an open seat. She's currently a member of the Alabama House of Representatives for District 57, which became an open seat. And that's, you can, click here for more information about her. Louise Alexander was the incumbent. She was roughly unopposed in 2018. She first assumed office in 2002. So she has served 20 years in this position. Okay. Her official website can be found on legislator.state.al.us. Her campaign website is marikacoleman.com. On Facebook, her handle is Coleman for Senate. On Twitter, her handle is Rep Coleman. On Instagram is Marika Coleman, the number 4, AL Senate. All right. And Linda Coleman Madison for District 20. And the one I want to place some emphasis on is Democratic nominee for State Senate District 21, Lisa Ward, a very strong, outspoken advocate. She is an executive. So here's three of her talking points. One of the talking points that she have is the fact that she supports the elimination of the grocery tax. And that Alabama is one of the states that have the highest sales tax on groceries. She also says that Alabama is among uh, the worst in education, including the funding of public education. She wants to improve that. Um, she also is a strong supporter for the expansion of Medicaid, which will provide health coverage to 300,000 people. And these are some of the three things that she has always talked about throughout her campaign. What are some of her policies? Working to bring rural Alabama back to life, focusing on level the playing field, and providing opportunities to all constituencies. And her FOSIX or passions or policy that she wants to implement kind of centers around those three key messages in her campaign. But she is also a people person. She is very outspoken. And when she said that she's going to do something, she will practically do it. It's real quick. Before we go to her campaign page, you can follow her on Facebook, Lisa Ward for Senate. That's FOR. And on Twitter, Lisa Ward, the number 4, Senate. All right, so let's go to her Facebook page. And right out the front page is like her 4 main, right at the page is like her 4 main, issues that is a top priority. First of all, she wants to eliminate the grocery tax. Alabama is one of 3 states in the union that still charge full sales tax on necessities of life. Says she wants to eliminate the grocery tax. Improve education. Alabama ranks near the bottom nationwide at preparing high school graduates for college. Says she wants to expand Medicaid. Alabama is one of 12 states in the nation that does not provide basic medical care to those that are in poverty. And she also believes in workers' rights. Alabama has no minimum wage law and no collective bargaining rights. Workers need a voice on the job to protect their rights. And by the way, she is a strong support of unions. Okay. So if you want more information about Lisa Ward, go to Lisa Ward for Senate, FOR Senate.com. Hey, for District 3, we have Robert Stewart. District 24, Bobby Singleton. District 26, Kurt Hatcher. District 27, Sherry Reese. She does have a Republican challenger. Billy Beasley, rather, District 28. Nathan Mathis, District 29. And Vivian Figures, District 33. All the others do not have any Democratic challengers. All right. Let's see, let's go to the State House. As of right now, the Republicans have control over the House of Representatives with 73 members. Democrats have 28 members, and there are 4 vacancies. The following Democrats are running for State House of Representatives. District 3, Wesley Thompson. District 7, Mose Jones Jr. District 10, Maryland Lance. Have to say a little bit about her because she has a very strong campaign right now. Maryland for Alabama, Maryland for AL is her Facebook handle. That's FOR. Okay, same thing on Twitter. And let's go to her website real quick. Have to point her out because she's a very active candidate. Currently, she's a licensed professional counselor and worked in the banking and aerospace industries, which is very popular in the Huntsville area.
Oh, I see him turning now. I see him turning.
Her main issues include economic well-being, education, and healthcare. So this is a website, marylandforalabama.com. marylandforalabama.com. Just want to mention her a little bit because she is she's a very popular candidate. Another popular candidate, of course, is James Fields, who is running District 12. He has served this position before. Corey Harbison is the incumbent. James Fields does have a Facebook page. So if you type in James Fields, you can get more information about him. You can contact him rather on Facebook. I do want to point out that James Fields is the first African American to have been elected in District 12, which covers parts of Coleman County. Right. District 15, Richard Ruka. District 19, Laura Hall. District 25, Molly Hayden. District 26, Ben Alford. District 27, Herb Nip. District 32, Barbara Boyd. District 33, Fred Crum. District 40, Pam Howell. I have to talk about her as well. A very popular, outspoken candidate, grassroots candidate, that is running on Facebook. Just type in, I think it's Pamela Wisen Howard. You can look her up on Facebook. On Twitter, her handle is electpam_Howard. And on Instagram, her handle is elect_Pam Howard. Okay, this is her website, electpamhoward.com, if you want to know more about her. Our platform includes in education, funding our classrooms, paying our teachers, and expanding broadband. Other healthcare, expansion of Medicaid, keeping rural hospitals open, or showing affordable healthcare is available to all. Under jobs, recruit new industry, support collective bargaining, equal pay for equal work, a fair and livable wage. And by the way, she supports unions. She also wants to build workforce development programs for both trade and higher education. Okay, so that's her platform. Electpamhoward.com is her website. Okay, Chris Nelson is District 41. I have to say a little bit about him, as well. Not much information to go by him, but he can be reached on social media, on Facebook, particularly if you want to contact him. For District 43, we have Prince Cleveland. District 47, Christian Coleman. District 52, John Rogers. Who is the current incumbent. That's running. He has been in this position since 1982, which means that this would be his 40th year in office. His professional experience includes serving as president and photographer for Rogers & Rogers Incorporated. He also served as the director of Minority Affairs, a Public Relations Council, and as an administrator at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Rogers is a member of the Alabama Council on Crime and Delinquency, the Boy Scouts of America, and Alpha Phi Alpha. He has also been on the board of directors for the Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau and 4th Avenue Young Men's Christian Association. You can click here for all his assignments. Here, the list is endless. He's been in office for nearly 40 years. This is some of her his sponsored legislation. We're not gonna get into all that. He does have an official page on the Alabama State Legislature website, legislator.state.al.us. Hey, District 53, Anthony Daniels. He is he's the chairman of Minority Affairs. Near Rafferty, District 54. Fred Plump, District 55. This is his first time being elected. This was an open seat that was held by Rod Scott, who was voted out. Ontario Tillman, District 56. Patrick Sellers, District 57. Strong grassroots advocate minister. We have a pair of incumbents, Mary Rolanda Hollis, District 58. Mary Moore, 59. William Gavan, 60. Brenda Cephas, 62. Samuel Adams, 63. Marcus Coster, 65. Chris Chestnut, 67. Thomas Jackson, 68. Kevin Lawrence, 69. Christopher England, 70. England, of course, is the former chair of the Alabama Democratic Party. Artist Jay Campbell, 71. Curtis Travis, 72. Philip Eisner, 74. Patrice McClammy, 76. Tanisha Morris, 77. Keontae Hassel, 78. Peblin Warners, 82. Jeremy Gray, 83. Betty Forte, 84. Dexter Grimsley, 85. Steve Herbert, 92. Richard Bracker, 95. Adeline C. Clark, 97. Napoleon Bracey Jr., 98. Sam Jones, 99. And Barbara Drummond, District 103. And that covers the House of Representatives, the State House of Representatives. As of November 22nd, 2 special elections have been called to fill vacancy seats in the Alabama State Legislature. That was District 63 and District 76. So they have been filled. So there was 2 special elections for state State House of Representatives this year. Okay. Okay, let's check the school boards. So for this year, we only have 2 county school boards that have an election. In Jefferson County, 2 seats are up for grabs. And in Mobile County, just 1. And let's check out Jefferson County. Okay, for District 3, we have Stephanie Floyd. Who is running. And in District 5, Carlita Venable, who has no opposition. And by the way, in District 3, Stephanie Boyd is running against Republican incumbent Donald Pike. Okay, and that's all for Jefferson County. 2 seats was up for grab for that. And then in Mobile, only 1 seat is up for grabs. And that has no Democratic opposition. All right, so let's move on to municipal. And we're going to go here to Alabama. Because here we got races for district attorney, sheriff, county commission, and judicial offices. Jefferson County, Alabama is holding general elections for district attorney, sheriff, county commission, circuit court judges, and district court judges for this election. The 10th Judicial Circuit Court, place 14, judicial seat was removed from the ballot. After Tiara Hudson won the primary for the judicial seat, the Alabama Judicial Resource Allocation Commission transferred the judgeship from Jefferson County to Madison County. As a result, the general election for the seat was canceled. The Southern Poverty Law Center and the ACLU of Alabama sued to have the judgeship restored to Jefferson County. Montgomery County Circuit Court Judge Jimmy Poole dismissed the case. So first we will go to the district attorney for the Birmingham division. That would be Danny Carr. There was no primary election to where a Democrat or Republican, have run. And for the general election, there is no opposition. He is the first African American to serve as a district attorney in Jefferson County. He was elected in 2018, and he is seeking his second term. And that was Mike Allerton, of course, was he was appointed. He was appointed as district attorney after the former district attorney was excused from office. And Carr has significantly won this election. after easy victory in the primary. On Facebook, you can reach him at Vote Danny Carr. Same thing with Twitter, that's 2 R's. And on Instagram, his handle is the Danny Carr. But on his website, which we will take a look at, so when you think of a district attorney, you always think of that the district attorney, a county district attorney, is the top prosecuting attorney in a county. And that's all they do. But Danny Carr is absolutely different. So why is he different? His campaign slogan as it was 4 years ago, why people over politics. And some of the things that he had done was that he had created a program for first-time felony offenders, has a conviction review unit, Helping Families Initiative. He has a rape kit backlog program. He had a series of second chance hiring fairs. So he worked a lot with especially felony offenders. He's been a champion of community and basically keeping people out of jail. That's his strong sword. We never had a district attorney in Jefferson County who have done as that much as he done. More about crime prevention and crime intervention than just locking people up. Again, you can go to electdannycarr with 2Rs.com if you want to know more about him. Okay, so he has no opposition. So he will automatically assume a second term. Now, in the Bessemer division, we have Lanice Washington. Not sure why she's not on here. We'll get to her in a minute. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull her up. Okay, well, looks like I pulled her up. Okay. Okay, so Lanice Washington is also a district attorney for Jefferson County in the Bessemer Cutoff Division. You can look her up by going to jeffcobessemerda.org. Her Facebook page is Re-elect Lanice O. Washington. That's her Facebook page. She also had a Wikipedia page, and her campaign page is DALaniceWashington.com. And I'm gonna click on that real quick. Click on that real quick if I can. No, well, no, maybe that's not it. So my apologies. So again, you can go to jeffcobessemerda.org, elect, re-elect Lanice O. Washington on Facebook, and Lanice Washington on Wikipedia if you want to know more information about her. Again, she is, in my opinion, a female version of Danny Carr, and they have worked together effortlessly and tirelessly, in the past. And her professional career extends in terms of being an attorney and serving member of, and been a member of law enforcement. Okay. Next, we have incumbent for sheriff of Jefferson County, Mark Petway, who of course has a long extended career in law enforcement, and he was elected as the first African-American sheriff, county sheriff in Jefferson County. You can visit him on Facebook, Keep Sheriff Petway, Petway for Sheriff on Twitter, and Sheriff Mark Petway on Instagram. And real quick, let's go to his page. Again, he is kind of up there with Danny Carr is. His platform is what's his platform? I mean, what's his campaign slogan? Bridging the gap between law enforcement and people. I believe that's his campaign slogan. And in his platform, he vows to protect children in schools. He advocates for safer schools. Of course, bridging the building a stronger relationship between, law enforcement and the community, which he has definitely have demonstrated. He is a strong advocate of criminal justice reform. One of the things that he has implemented was the Renew for Reentry program in Jefferson County Jail that allow inmates to earn a GED or high school diploma and provide opportunities for them to learn job skills. And he had helped, formal inmates to get jobs. And finally, he believes that law enforcement should be better trained to, handle critical functions and issues of law enforcement, to include citizens who suffer from mental illness and drug addictions to, be example. Sheriff Petway built a new state-of-the-art training facility to ensure year-round training for sheriff's deputies. A well-trained deputy is a great asset to law enforcement, according to Mark Petway. Oh, and I also want to, indicate that Sheriff Petway had opened up a mental health resource center right here in Birmingham. That was most recent. I have to point that out. Okay. In terms of the county commission, only 2 districts are represented by by Democrats. They're both incumbents. LaShonda Scales, she is her background is business, and she is a former member of the Birmingham City Council representing District 1. And Sheila Tyson, Army veteran, activist, also a former member of the Birmingham City Council District 6. They will automatically resume their position because they have no opposition. Okay, for the 10th Circuit Court, some very popular names here, including Ann Larkin Durward for District for Place 1, Jarvin Jalea Patton, District 4, Bernadette Brown Green for District 11, Thomas Trash for District 12. They are all incumbents. The place 14 has been canceled because that office was moved from Jefferson County to Madison County. That fight is still ongoing. Place 16, Candace Pickett. Place 17, Elizabeth French. Place 19, David Hardy. Place 20, Alicia May. Place 21, Monica Agee. Place 22, Tamara Harris. Place 23, Adrian Powell. Place 24, Stevie Wallace. Place 25, Reginald Jeter. And place 26, Michael Street. All of these are Democrats. Every last one of these places I just mentioned, they are Democrats. There are no Republican, opposition. So they will automatically assume those positions in 2023. For Jefferson County District Court, place 4, William A. Bell Jr., who is the son of former Birmingham Mayor and City Councilor William A. Bell Sr. Place 5, Sharia Craig Grant and Kathy Ann Alexis. They are all Democrats. There are no Republican opposition, so they will automatically assume their positions. And 2 out of 3 of them are incumbents. And there you have it. All the Democrats who are running for office in the general election. Yeah, I know this was kind of long-winded, but I hope that you have been well abreast and informed of who your Democratic candidates are. And most importantly, we have an election coming up in 5 days from now. Please make sure that you get out to vote. And no matter who you vote for, the most important thing is to get out to vote. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Keith Williams, your host for OBS Talk Show Presents. Be sure to join us for another episode on this coming Saturday. I hope that you will join us then. Until that time, have a great day.